Peace, everybody. What's good? It's the boy, Coach Malachi Williams, and you are number 2 of the True Media Boxing Radio. Let's go.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
All right, everybody, check this out. You know, the word did come out through the grapevine that Jermell Charlo has officially dropped his IBF title because he was mandated to fight his IBF mandatory for a couple of years now, maybe a year or so, some change. And the guy kept taking step-aside money, and then now he doesn't want to take any more step-aside money. And then, IBF was mandating him to fight him, and Jermell Charlo dropped his belt. Now, for all of you fighters who be taking the step-aside money, I don't feel sorry for you. If you don't get a shot at the title because you kept taking step-aside money when the opportunity presented itself for you to fight for the belt, i.e. Mantis Stanionis, he did the same thing with what's my man's name? Ugas, Dennis Ugas. You should have fought him when you had the chance, and you'll probably end up getting the belt anyways. And then this other guy, I can't even pronounce his name. He's in the junior middleweight division, IBF number 1 guy, mandatory or whatever. So Jermell Charlo dropped his belt. So that would be considered a duck. The reason why I say it would be considered a duck, because you guys like to throw the term duck around so much. So when Demetrius Andrade dropped his WBO title instead of fighting what the dude named, the middleweight guy, Janabek, y'all said that he ducked him. So we're going to keep that same theme. If he ducked him, okay, fine, because he dropped his belt. Okay, but Jermell Charlo just ducked his IBF mandatory. He just ducked him. He dropped his belt, right? Some of you same guys saying that Crawford is ducking Boots, even though Boots put the paperwork in and get the belt, even though Boots was trying to fight, when Errol Spence had the title, he wasn't really trying to fight when Spence had the title. But then when Bud beat Spence, went out of the belts, become undisputed, still a champ. IBF can take the title away, but he's still a champ because he the one that actually fought for the belt. Y'all email Puss and Boots his belt. You've got mail. You get what I'm saying? So now, Jermell Charlo ducked his IBF mandatory because he didn't want to fight him. He dropped the belt, paid him step-aside money, and then after that was over with, then he dropped his belt. So it is what it is. So now that's over with. So now Jermell Charlo is not undisputed anymore. Of course, we know that the WBO stripped him of his title, right after the WBO title, right after he fought, right after he ran from Canelo, right after that fight, right? So I'm just looking at it like this here. So now you got these guys in there fighting their mandatories. And this is why I say you can't, the old school guys, they fought their mandatories. Regardless of whether you liked it or not, they fought them. They had to fight them, because they took a little bit more pride, they took a little bit more pride in being the champion. So now, and what's next with Jermell Charlo? Will Jermell Charlo, I'm pretty sure he's looking for a big fight. So maybe him and Terrence Crawford can get it on at 154. That looked like that may be the best move for him. He made a lot of money, fighting Canelo. So now he might just chill out for a while. Who knows? We do know that Crawford and Spence, that fight is going down. Where it's going to happen at, I don't know. Al Heyman is looking for money, but he shouldn't have to look for money. Floyd Mayweather got a video saying that he made $300 million. He just made an investment, and in 36 months he's gonna be making $300 million a month. That's what he say. You get what I'm saying? So since you got money, Mayweather, quote unquote, making $300 million a goddamn month, okay, then you don't need a network. You niggas can buy your own network. Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather. You get what I'm saying? So, do you guys think that Jermell Charlo was ducking? Very similar to the terms that you used when Demetrius Andrade, was ordered to fight his mandatory, and he dropped his belt, dropped his WBO belt, and moved up. Y'all said he was ducking, so you got to keep that same energy with Jermell Charlo. He ducking too. And then a lot of these dudes who getting emailed the title, if they didn't fight for the belt, and they get elevated to a champion, guess what? They are email champs because they didn't fight for the title. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this will get me with the IBF. You elevate, you email Boots, make him a champion, but the dude who is the IBF mandatory for Jermell Charlo, guess what? He has to fight for the title. So now the IBF title has been vacated. You get what I'm saying? And I guess maybe because it's vacated, but that's neither here nor there. Because the title has been vacated, now that the guy who Jermell Charlo is supposed to be fighting, that was his mandatory, he has to fight the number 2 guy for the title. So whoever wins that fight will become the IBF champion, junior middleweight champion, which that's how it's supposed to be. But how do you get what I'm saying? But when it came to Puss in Boots, y'all didn't do that. You elevated him. You made him the email champ. So what I'm trying to figure out is this here. And again, these rules, I don't know these rules because they don't abide by their own rules. You allow Errol Spence to not have to defend a IBF title for years. He didn't have to defend the IBF belt for years. 3 years plus. He didn't have to defend it. But then you let Jermell Charlo, he had to pay people step-aside money, you know what I mean? And he didn't have to defend that title for a while. Now he finally dropped the belt. So my question is this. What is the determining factor when you decide who you decide to make the email champ versus are we going to put the belt up for grabs and let two people fight for it? Like, what is the decision-making behind that process for the IBF? Because some guys, you make the email champ, and then other guys, you say they got to fight for the vacant title. Make it make sense. Do you guys feel that Jermell Charlo is ducked his mandatory? Keep that same energy now, because some of you niggas are the same ones that said that Demetrius Andrade was ducking Janabek. Some of you guys are the same ones that said other fighters who dropped their belt, you know what I mean, was ducking the other fighter that they was mandated to fight. So keep that same energy. That's all I want to know. Hate, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Leave the comments below. Do you feel that Jermell Charlo is a duck because he dropped his IBF and refused to fight his IBF mandatory? See you guys on the next one. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.